Alright, in this problem we once again have more than one term on the denominator, so we can use long division, polynomial long division, to simplify. The denominator gets written on the outside of the division symbol, the numerator gets put inside. And to get started, you always want to ask yourself, what would I have to multiply this first term by to make this first term? Well, the 5, you don't have to really multiply anything by other than by 1. But to get from x to the fourth, we need to multiply by x cubed. So x cubed will be the first term in your answer. Now, anytime you get a term up above that'll be part of your answer, you'll always want to immediately distribute it by the thing you're dividing by. So x cubed times 5x would be 5x to the fourth. And x cubed times 1 would be x cubed. I'm going to line up the powers. The fourth goes in the fourth power column. The third power goes in the third power column. Now in regular long division, at this point, we would subtract. I like to think of that as adding the opposite. So I'm going to make these signs the opposite of what they currently are, and then I'm going to go ahead and add down the columns, because adding the opposite is really the same thing as subtracting. These cancel out and give you 0. These cancel out and give you 0. So I'm just going to bring down the next couple of terms. And we start the process over. Now we say, what do we have to multiply this first term by to make this first term? The answer, to get from 5 to negative 10, we need a negative 2. And to get from x to x squared, we need an x with it. So we have a negative 2x. Oops. Not a huge deal, but I like to line up my x's with my x's. Then, once you have something up above, that'll be part of the answer. We also need to distribute it through the thing you're dividing by. So negative 2x times positive 5x is a negative 10x squared. And a negative 2x times a positive 1 is a negative 2x. Once again, we need to subtract down the columns, which is just like adding the opposite. So I'm going to make these the opposite, and now I just think of it as an addition problem. Well, these 0 out and these 0 out. So you have no remainder. We're done with the problem. And your answer is simply going to be what you see up above the division sign. X cubed minus 2x. No remainder.